Fox 31 is your local election headquarters. Primary season well underway here in Colorado, and unlike in years past, there are some big names weighing in on this primary race, including the governor. Fox 31 political reporter Gabrielle Franklin joining us now with more on who the governor is endorsing and why. Gabby.
Yeah, Erica, Governor Polis is really making some waves with this announcement. For the first time since he's been in office, he is not endorsing an incumbent in a state Democratic primary race.
Unprecedented prior to Polis for any governor to step into a primary.
Governor Jared Polis is shaking things up among Democrats in the state, endorsing 7 primary candidates, 5 in state capital seats.
He would like to work with people who can find compromise, and also like to and be familiar with people that understand and know what they're doing and respect the process. Not to say the other side doesn't, but I think the governor has a real interest in finding ways to advance Colorado as quickly and as far as possible.
Among those being endorsed are state lawmakers with name recognition like Junie Joseph, up for re-election in the House, and Judy Amabile and Lindsey Doherty, both looking to move up to state Senate seats from their current House positions. The glaring aspect of this list is who didn't get an endorsement. In the race for House District 6, Representative Elizabeth Epps is the only incumbent whose opponent got an endorsement from the governor. Polis saying, quote, "I trust Sean Camacho to fight hard in the legislature for solutions that address our state's biggest challenges. I'm proud to endorse Sean." Some have questioned if Polis's endorsements highlight a divide between Democrats from the establishment side of the party versus the progressive side. Political analyst Andy Boyan doesn't think so.
I don't think that played a lot into this, and other people might disagree, but I think what it did was he looked at the individual. He looked at, in one particular circumstance regarding an incumbent, he looked at a record, and then he decided this is who I feel would be the best to represent that district. So I think it's a mixture of a lot of things.
Late Thursday afternoon, Epps weighing in saying, "Congratulations to everyone who earned the governor's support. It's important to endorse candidates who best align with our values. As a renter from a working class family, I value people over politics. I prioritize planet over profit."
So, of course, a lot of people want to know why the governor made the endorsements that he made. We reached out to his campaign team, who told us this afternoon that the governor made his decisions based on who he thinks will continue to make Colorado the best place to live, work, and raise a family. We'll see what voters have to say in a couple weeks, but for now, we are live in Denver. Gabrielle Franklin, Fox 31.
Wendy.